Hi everyone, my name is Amber. Welcome to my channel. This is my September TBR. I'm going to be honest, as of the time that I'm recording this on the 31st of August, I don't really know what's going to be happening to me in September. I'm going to talk about this more in my August wrap up when that's up, but basically September is kind of up in the air as a month or as a concept at the moment because I've got stuff going on. I will talk about that in my August wrap up when I explain what's been going on with me the past few weeks. Now I'm going to talk to you about the books that I'm going to be reading in September. I have decided that I'm going to be doing a lot of mood reading because I just really feel like that is something I need to do for myself, for my mental health. I really don't want to have a set TBR because I know it's going to stress me out if I don't get to it. So I have a mixture of things that I do want to read. I'm going to be focusing quite a bit on my ARCs because I did really well in ARC August and I'm getting my Nightingale percentage up, so I want to continue to do that. The first book that I will be reading is going to be Raybearer because I'm in the middle of this one already. I did have it from Nightingale as an audiobook and I started listening to it, but then my headphones broke, so I didn't get to finish it off. So I pre-ordered the paperback and I started it. I think I'm about 3 chapters in and I'm going to finish it off in September, definitely. It's about a girl called Tarasai who is raised in isolation. Basically what happened was her mother screwed a fae. This resulted in her and she is sent to the court in the hope that Tarasai will be chosen to be the crown prince's or one of the crown prince's 11. As of where I'm at right now, she has just reached the palace, so I think things are about to kick off. So this is going to be one of my first reads for September. Let's try this stacking thing again and see how we do. The next one is one that I have on Edelweiss, but I also found it in the library, so I decided to pick it up, and that is Burn by Patrick Ness. This is set in the 1950s, I believe, in the USA, and it's about a young girl or a teenager who goes to a gas station which is run by a dragon, and I think the dragon comes and works on the farm, on her family farm for her family. It's kind of a contemporary book but with magical elements thrown in there, like dragons are actually, you know, a thing in this story. It says here that it's a heart-stopping story of fanaticism, hope and impossible second chances set in a world on the brink of its own destruction. So that sounds a bit like Earth at the moment. I always get through Patrick Ness's books really quickly, so I'm probably going to prioritise that one as well and speed through it. The next one is going to be one that I hope I speed through, but that might be a bit ambitious, and that is XX. You might have seen this one around BookTube recently. It came out in the UK a couple of weeks ago, but it's coming out in the US in October or November, I believe. It's a graphic novel, or a novel graphic. The author is a graphic designer. This is about alien invasion and it's really chunky, so this is almost 1,000 pages. I did receive it from the publisher in exchange for an honest review. Also have a copy on Edelweiss as well, and I was really nervous about reading it on my Kindle because I don't think this is the kind of book that you can read as an ebook. Basically it's told in mixed media format. There's poetry, prose, emails, full-on just images, and I think it's going to be a really interesting way to consume the story. I'm just a bit intimidated by the size. There's a map in there for some reason. Very intimidated by this book, but I do have hope that it's going to fly by quite quickly because there are quite a few images and, you know, text messages and things within this book. The hardback is already for sale in the UK if you want to go and grab it. It's 20 quid, so it's quite expensive, but I think there's lots of artistry that went into this. And then I also have 3 e-arcs that I really want to get to. I do have more, but these are the ones I'm definitely going to get to, and then the others I'm just going to kind of mood read. So the first one is The Reckless Afterlife of Harriet Stoker. This one comes out very soon in the UK. I don't know what it's about. It's a paranormal story and I've really enjoyed this author's other books before, so I'm looking forward to giving this one a go. I think it comes out towards the beginning of the month, so I need to hurry up and read it, but it's quite short, so that shouldn't really be a problem. I'm going to read Throwaway Girls, which I believe is a debut LGBTQ+ YA thriller. I don't know anything other than that because I don't read the synopses for thrillers, but I love the cover and I'm really looking forward to reading it. And then we have Thoughts and Prayers, and this is by an author who I have already read something by before and I loved his debut book, and I think it came out a couple of years ago, so he's taken his time to write this one, and I believe this one is YA contemporary about the survivors of a school shooting, and I think like his other book it's going to be hard-hitting, really emotional, and so I'm looking forward to reading it. This one comes out towards the end of September, so I've got a bit of time for this one, but it is one that I want to get to ASAP because I do know that I really enjoy Brian Bliss's writing. My next and final ebook is going to be The Turn of the Screw, just because I just saw the trailer for The Haunting of Bly Manor, and apparently this series of The Haunting of Hill House, kind of anthology TV series, if that's what you want to call it, is focusing or is loosely based on The Turn of the Screw, which isn't something that I've read, but I have read The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware, which was also inspired by The Turn of the Screw. So I'm looking forward to maybe doing a project of some sort on that. If you have seen my book adaptations video, you'll know that I also want to read The Haunting of Hill House soon, and I'm hoping to get a physical copy of that. I'm going to do some sort of comparison on the TV show and the book, and then I want to do the same thing for season 2 when it comes out on the 9th of October. And then I have some physical books that I'm hoping to read. Like I said, I'm going to be doing some mood reading, and to be honest, I don't know if these books are going to be with me because I'm moving house in September and some of my other stuff might have to go into storage, which probably includes some of my books because, to be honest, I have about 600 books and I don't think they're all entirely necessary to cart around with me. But anyway, so the first one is going to be a buddy read, and I haven't actually spoken to anyone about this, but I'm assuming we're going to be buddy reading it, and that is Words of Radiance. This is only part 1 here, but I do have part 2 in another room. This is the second book in the Stormlight archive. I am just finishing off the first book, The Way of Kings, so I'll be ready very soon to start buddy reading this one. I think this is even longer than the first book, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think so. It's epic fantasy by Brandon Sanderson. It's kind of his like massive epic project, kind of like The Wheel of Time, and I'm really looking forward to reading it. I think I did start this book years ago, but I only read the first part and I didn't ever carry on to part 2. I'm looking forward to finally getting around to it and then starting Oathbringer. There's a train outside and I don't know if it's going to stop. Okay, it did go away. I just had to take a break for a minute. I was about to throw something. So the next 2 books are ones that I want to read in preparation for a recommendations video. I'm not going to tell you what that is, but it will be appropriate for October. The first one is White is for Witching, which is a horror book set in the UK. As far as I'm aware, it's about a woman who goes back home to a creepy house in the woods near Dover in Kent, which is where my partner's family is from. It should be quite relatable in that sense. I think the house, or I know that the house is haunted and strange things start happening there, such as the floors disappearing at night and strange voices coming through the walls. So I think this is going to be a really creepy story. I'm really looking forward to reading it. It's a very short book as well, so I'm looking forward to flying through it. The next one is The Bone Houses, which I received last year, I think for my birthday or for Christmas. This one is about a girl who comes from a family who own a graveyard, I think. Let me just read the synopsis because I can't actually remember what it's about. It says that both things, her family and her family's graveyard, are in dire straits. Her parents have died and her siblings are scraping together money working as grave diggers in the remote village. The problem with being a grave digger in this village is that the dead don't stay dead. The risen corpses are known as bone houses, and the legend says that they're the result of an old curse. A teenage boy comes to town, the bone houses attack him. For some reason he's really compelling and draws them in. So together the main characters have to go on a journey and figure out what's going on. This sounds very different to something that I would normally read, and I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm really hoping that it's going to be creepy rather than romantic, because having the 2 main characters get together and work together, I just know that it's going to turn into your typical YA love story. But I really hope that that takes a back seat for this book and that it's mostly about the creepy risen dead. So I'm looking forward to reading this one. Again, it's quite short, so I should hopefully fly through it. So I'm going to read this one probably at night when I'm hoping to be more creeped out. Hopefully in my new place I will have shelving behind me so I can put the books up and display them really nicely in my videos, but unfortunately this room is like bare at the moment because we're moving. So I've literally just got my chair and a mini bookshelf here to hold some of the books I'm going to be featuring in videos, but in my next place I'm looking forward to kind of like decorating my recording area. Anyway, the final book that I want to talk about is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I pulled this in my last book haul, I think in my August book haul, and it's a World War II fiction story, historical obviously, and it's about 2 sisters who are separated during the war and their individual stories, I think. And like I said in my book haul video, I am very curious about Kristen Hanna's work. I do think that I will probably prefer The Great Alone to this one because I'm kind of burnt out on World War II fiction, especially set in Europe, particularly France. It's not my favourite setting, but I am very much looking forward to discovering this one and figuring out what everyone's talking about because she is a very well-regarded author and everyone seems to love her books. So those are some of the books that I am planning on reading in September. Like I said, I will be mood reading, but these are the ones that I definitely want to get to and that I am currently in the mood for. I just thought I would also mention that my Space Sirens book club has chosen Jade City for the September pick, which we will be discussing at the beginning of October. But I have already read that one and recapped it on Recaptain, so so I won't be rereading it this month, but I will be joining in with the discussion. I will leave a link to the Space Sirens channel and Twitter page down below if you want to go and check it out. It's a really fun book club so far, and we also have a WhatsApp group. If you want to join that, just let me know. In terms of my mood reading and kind of what I'm in the mood for, I'm not really sure. I don't really think I'm into thrillers at the moment, which is a shame because there are quite a few that I do want to read, but I think I just need some light and fluffy books at the moment. I realise that my TBR doesn't really reflect that because most of these are dark horror or epic fantasy, but I think I'm going to have to find some lighter contemporary books to read to kind of keep myself chill because I'm a bit stressed. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm slightly stressed, and I think that stress is going to continue for the next few weeks, but hopefully my reading will keep me calm and I'll be distracted. Let me know what your reading plans are for September in the comments below. Let me know if you're taking part in any readathons as well, because I was considering taking part in a couple. I don't actually know if the contemporary-athon is happening this month as usual, but I would love to take part in that if it is. I won't be doing daily vlogs, but maybe I can manage a weekly reading vlog for it. And there's also monster-athon. I think that's happening in September, and I was considering taking part in that. But let me know which ones you're taking part in the comments below, and if you think I should take part in any in particular. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll speak to you all in the next one. Bye.